What is up, everybody? This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. Live market chat, noon Eastern Time, Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. Making sure this is working or not. Seems like we might be a little lagging, just double checking. Sometimes that happens. Can I get a mic check? Y'all good? Can I stream? It says start sending your video. I don't know why it's not doing it. A little interesting for some reason. Can I get a mic check? I apologize. This is why sometimes I start early. See if there's any issues. I don't think there should be. Hasn't been previously, but every once in a while there's these darn updates. Mic check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Seems okay. Everyone good? For some reason it's not showing. Why is that happening? Should be good. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Why are we doing this? Anyway, I'll talk about the market until I get the mic check. Any questions, thoughts, concerns? Again, this is always open for you guys. I feel like it's not showing video. Let me see, make sure it's good to go. If I can get a mic check right now. You're good. Check the YouTube chat. Okay, for some reason the chat is not showing. Can you see and hear me? Because usually I can see what's going on when it's recording. There's been some updates with OSB, and again, I apologize. You never know until you jump in. So you can see and hear. Type in something in the chat, because I'm not even seeing the chat. If you would, Joe, I appreciate it, man. I like sitting here talking to myself, potentially, in my mind. In my mind's eye. So we're good. For some reason the chat. Yeah, I got it. Thanks, YouTube. For some reason they're being crappy today. I apologize. All these links are popping up saying learn more. I'm like, I don't want to learn more. All right, this is typically not how this goes. But Joe, you got confirmed. You can see it and hear it. Give me a 1 2 1 2. I appreciate it. Just a double check. It's kind of weird not being able to see. Okay. It's interesting because here I'll show you what it looks like, just so people don't think I'm crazy. Usually this part will show what's going on live, and then I'm also not getting any of the chats. So I apologize. If you have any questions, concerns, hit me up in the Discord room. I'm just going to jump into it. Give it a refresh. Always works. Okay. Let's see. Refresh, eat fresh, refresh. Still getting the same thing. Why is it showing that stupid? Learn more. Do get rid of that. Yeah, I don't know either, man. I've done this a freaking 1,000 times and never had this issue. Yeah. I want to be able to see y'all's comments because that's what helps. So anyway, I'm just going to jump into it. I apologize. It says stream setup. I don't know what I need to do differently to get that stream. I apologize for the first couple minutes here of this. We'll get into it. Should be good to go. Oh well, I'm just going to jump into it. If you have questions, drop them in the Discord room. I apologize for those following. Leave it again, Joe. Did you try typing a comment into the live chat? For some reason, it's not showing at all. Live chat. Yeah, what is that? Make it stop. Okay, that's interesting. It's not showing for some reason. Then I hit the refresh as well. All right, I'm going to have you be my eyes and ears, if you would. If someone has questions, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a side link, and you can copy and paste those if you don't mind. It shows only 3 people viewing. I don't think that's either. Frustrating. Okay, cool. All right, so we know we got the Fed meeting, right? 2 o'clock Eastern time. A lot of people, again, I love using sentiment as the key, because I get a lot of people who hit me up and they'll be like, hey, Dan, this, hey, Dan, that, you're a genius, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, you've been spot on. Again, everybody has opinions. Doesn't really matter. Again, the only opinion that matters is your opinion. And so, meaning, if you have thoughts that the market's going to go higher, lower, you have to define your risk. You got to know what's going on. And so we talked about this. The economy is slowing rapidly. I have zero doubts. I mean, I'm seeing the layoffs increase. I'm seeing issues with housing. I'm seeing massive issues with commercial real estate. We're seeing that also with the banks. I mean, another bank went under this weekend. Like, just sweep that little guy under the rug. Who cares, right? A Philadelphia bank, Pennsylvania bank, I think. Point being that, again, the market and the economy don't move hand in hand, right? But we do know that raising interest rates, like at the trajectory they did, was going to cause a slowdown. Do we get that? Is there any doubt? Because as of right now, you need to be thinking in your head, okay, the market's going to do what it's going to do. If you go study 2008, 2009, or 2007, 2009, like we knew things were slowing. The market peaked, IWM peaked, and then everything started falling. We're at that point where, in my opinion, I mean, it's a lot of people don't want to agree with it, but I think the SPY kind of had the final blow off. And here, I'll show you. And this is something that, again, learned from years and years. The markets love to peak during the first and last 3 business days of the month. Then you get these gap downs. We talked about the beginning of April, not good. Like the first quarter, they just chased it into the close, right? And then it chopped for a couple weeks. You had this big dump after the gap down, and then it's been down since. Seems very likely to me we're in the same boat. So, hey, Joe, I appreciate it. If anyone's asking questions, for some reason I can't see the stupid chat. Hitting the refresh button, still not working. And so now we see a 20-day lower high. Now what the Feds are going to say? Does anyone have any guess what they're going to say? I really don't. I don't really care either. I mean, they still have to talk about inflation, because going into an election year, inflation, pricing being up, interest rates, I mean, they're looking like, going into the election, they're going to hold all the blame. But if they start cutting rates and inflation picked up again and oil started taking off and commodity prices started ripping, what would happen in the election, right? Think about it. Things can change pretty quickly. So that's why I'm saying, like, the next couple months could be hairy. So don't be surprised going into the second quarter. This thing is a dumper. I mean, zero doubt in my mind, we're hitting the 200-day at some point. All right, this box down here will hit, in my opinion. Right, and that, if I remember right, those are the old highs, correct? Yeah. Zero doubt we'll retest the old highs. Go on record. I have zero doubt in my mind. At some point in the second quarter, we will touch this level. Bank on it. When? I don't know. What we'll do from there? I don't know. Again, I get a lot of, and this is the thing, this is why I love everybody posting and talking junk. Like, I have tons of people saying, new 52-week highs are coming. New 52. Yeah, at some point, yes, no one can argue that the markets will go higher. Will or will not go higher. Like, that's just, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Excuse my language. But near term, don't see it at all in the cards. SPY, I mean, it just is what it is. QQQ, we talked about the leading up. Now they're leading down. I mean, look at that chop top. right? Gap down, same kind of thing, 20-day. Here are the old highs, if I remember right, in the 400s, isn't it? Yeah. Like we've already tested there. You see why I think the SPY will get there eventually? If you're looking at levels for Qs, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Let me zoom out a little more. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. This level right here, this box, like 360s. I mean, I guess I could just draw it. Connect the box here. Zero doubt we get into this at some point. That's my guess. Somewhere between the 0.382 and the 0.5. Let me close that out. I mean, that's a gap. That gap obviously is going to fill. All this stuff. I mean, you're going to get there. It's just a matter of if, not when. Again, Joe, if you see any comments, questions about specific stocks, interrupt me. I don't mind. I'm just kind of going through it. So now we have the 20-day curling over. We talked about bounces. We talked about bouncing to the 20-day. And congrats on you. I think you and a few others did the same thing, like hedge some of your positions. Smart. Did the same. Out of town last week. Let it pop. Okay. Now we have the IWM. Again, let's just go through everything. Thanks, Joe, for posting. Again, it pissed me off. I can't see the chat. I don't know what else to do. I know there's a few people posting. There always are. Here you go, 20-day, 100-day. I mean, zero doubt 200 days coming. Zero doubt. So let's watch bonds, because this is where it gets a little, like, freakish, right? Like, what do you do here? Right? Dunsky. What's going to happen here? I mean, I wish I could see. No question. I'm just curious on what I'm looking at. What are you looking for heading in MC? Took some semis. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about. This is what I'm watching, because this is the thing. The next move in bonds, I mean, even if it screams higher, I mean, market could sell off, and it screams lower, it could sell off. That to me is worth watching, this area. Please don't ignore bonds. Joe had a question. I'm curious what you're looking for in the NMC. I'm honestly not really looking for too much. I think we'll continue down. It's the third, we might bounce, but the Thursday after is typically the day that matters. But here's the thing again. What did we notice last first of the month, right? You kind of got choppy, right? You had that gap down and then starts lower. So here's the thing. This is put this in your notes, and this is typical. Just same thing with like quarters will close on the direction they're going. But I've seen something within trends with months is that you'll pop or slop the first half of the month, especially more with down months. If you're down, usually end of the month you'll get a little rally. Like this isn't just sustainable, right? And go back and look at a lot of this stuff, right? So if the month was up in a downtrend, opposite. It's kind of like that opposite flavor, right? So here you go. Like a high into the end, drops. Then middle of the month, right? Middle of the month, get a little bit of a rally. Pops, chops, here you go. Rally into this. Again, does this make sense? It's weird how, again, it's not like a science to it. I don't know how to put it into perfect words other than if a month is down, usually a rally into the end of the month. If it's up big, it'll usually profit take and chop, right? Now, a lot of that depends on earnings, right? If you're in the middle of earnings season, you have to remember there's 4 times a year that shit happens. You got all the options expiration. So it's not an exact science, but that's what my expectation would be, is that the sell in May and go away crowd will probably be showing up and showing out. And we'll get down here at some point. And then after that, you'll probably get a rally. Makes sense? Now, again, maybe it's not till June. Who the freak knows? But that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting the drip. And here, let me go back. I mean, since it's a few of you guys and we're getting real comfortable here, let's go back to 2008, 2009. So here we are at 2008. So remember, the Feds were raising rates, right? Where are we? What date is this? Okay, so I'm in 2008, 2007. Here's your choppiness into the summer, right? You got your October high, 2007. And here you go. Just starts coming back down. And then I think the Fed started cutting, was it fall of 2008. But if you zoom out, let me like kind of compress it all. Look what happened. The big down didn't start until the Fed started cutting. Because they were like, oh, we're just going to keep rates where they are. We knew like the economy was slow. We knew housing was bubbling. So look at, so think of like the top at where we're at. Right? Chopping around. So say we're here. This is my guess. If this is the microcosm, here's your sell in May and go away. Right? That's my guess. Hold me to it if you want. I don't have any doubt that we will have some more meltdown later into the summer. Remember, sell in May, go away. Nobody's going to be jumping back into the economy. Again, until the Feds actually do something or something changes, I mean, what's going to get people to want to put risk back on during the summer? Geopolitical risk being resolved anytime soon? No. Election coming up? That's, again, the election in itself. I mean, we're talking about Biden's talking about what? Raising capital gains tax 45%? Whoa! Fudge. That ain't, no way. I mean, there's way too many things. Right? Not good. Dollar holding up. We'll see what the Fed say. Again, I mean, the rest of the world is an absolute mess as well. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with text. So at this point, watch the dollar. I mean, the yen is just freaking cliff diving. That's not going to end well, right? VIX, I mean, I'm surprised, but not surprised. I mean, this is the thing within the VIX complex. Who the hell knows sometimes? I mean, honestly thought the pullback to here would be good. But then we actually get down to the 200-day, and it's like, okay, well, cook. Got to start cooking. And now don't be surprised over the next 2 days if, something happens where you pull back, the VIX gets pulled back. Again, and here's the greatest thing ever. Do not chase. Do not fucking chase. Excuse my language. Like, if SPY's at 500, you're not shorting today. And again, if you want to, I mean, you better zoom out and disappear. But let it play out. Like, we know there's going to be some sloppiness and choppiness. And if there's not, and you just stayed long like a clown, like the people that troll, like, oh, the market's making new 52-week highs. I'm like, all right, yeah, again, at some point I get it. Yeah, it will. It always does. Near term, no. We talked about this. Again, Joe, you nailed this. A lot of you guys, freaking absolutely studs, crushing it. Now what? I mean, it's... Do we doubt we touch the 100-day at some point over the next 2 days? Probably. Do we doubt that we could touch the 20-day? Probably. Maybe even shit up here at 512. I mean, I would not be surprised if we have some sort of range. Right? No doubt. Gold. And again, as a resident gold bug on Gold Bug Island for the last 20 years and trading this stuff, I tried to warn folks. I'm like, you don't want to see this after a big run-up, big red candle. Now we go into the Fed meeting, down into the Fed meeting. To me, usually, you might get the counter move in gold. Maybe people are waiting to squeeze it a little bit. I'd be watching the 20-day. I mean, you can see clear as day. I'm trying to think of like a funny joke. Same, but different. James Franco. Like all these charts look the same. Same, but different. If you know that line, right? Silver. Same, but different. GDX. Like, again, that's why I'm like, man, I love dust in the sevens. Big blow-offs. Same, but different. Got it? Miners to me, again, I get the same folks. And again, God bless you guys. I mean, I want those people to do well, but they're just annoying as crap. It's like, I don't want to fight history. Like, when the market crashes, I mean, not even crashes, when the market pulls back and the VIX explodes, and if the market's going to bottom in some sort of VIX 50 plus, 0% chance in my mind that the GDX or the GDXJ is making new highs until the Feds pivot. And if anything, again, they're going to want to smash gold. They're going to want to absolutely Donkey Kong, Donkey Punch, whatever you want to call it, smash. Hulk smash. Commodities, right? Can they do it? They've done it every other time. Why would I bet against it? Everyone's like, oh, it'll happen differently this time. Let's see if any of those folks are posting or responding. Sometimes they leave me Twitter comments, and I'm like, ugh. Okay, I'll respond. So leave the miners alone. Oil. Look at this. Look at this shit. Again, we're trying to give you said fills the gap, rally back to the 20-day. But what did we say was leading? Gasoline names. Look at this shit. MPC. For the record, unbelievable fucking move. Excuse my language. But do we not see that the gasoline names are starting to head down? Leading down. Oil, good night. Oil service names, good night. Please do not buy the UNG for the love of God. For all that is, lovely, holy, amazing, don't buy it. Now again, if you're looking at the KLD trade and you're shorting this, oof. I'm like Hannibal Lecter from, Hannibal Lecter, like, getting excited, like, with fava beans. Like, if you can see something up here, minimum, silence of the natural gas bears. Come on, let that thing rally a little bit. Solar's crap. Talked about that. Here we go. ExxonMobil. I love talking to myself. I will go through this because I don't think I'm going to have a daily market review. This is the daily market review going into the Fed meeting. We talked about the monthly trend line. Good gosh. I can't wait to go back and watch this video and be like, what the freak happened over the first couple minutes? Someone's going to watch this and be like, what a terrible, terrible video. Self-conscious. Again, I try to make sure I put out good stuff. Adobe, let it go. Apple, earnings tomorrow afternoon. Man, I'd love to see 180. If you see 180, call me. After hours, post earnings, I should be around tomorrow after. Man, see that 100, 200 day? If that thing pops, Amazon said, watch this trade today, y'all. Watch the 20-day. Look at this thing. Somebody knows something. Meta. I got some folks that were like, this is going to 1,000. I'm like, you're a freaking high. You're a basket case. No. Here you go. Talk about the top. Here are the earnings. Man, any back test up here. CRM. These things had great runs. New lows. Guggenheim. Pops on earnings. Best earnings ever. I don't know, man. Again, there's these, and again, some of these mega cap tech earning multiples, whatever you want to, like, earnings, not sustainable. They're just not. They're growth. AI is a one-time shot. And I'm not saying like it's going away, but it's like the initiation growth that is so accelerant to the bottom lines does not lead to continuous ever-ending growth. Competition is always coming. Microsoft, interesting, pops on earnings. MicroStrategy. Again, I feel bad for folks who just, again, when something goes from 4 to 2,000, expect a pullback. And if it's bigger pullback, it's even more important why we talk about the more you're up, the less you own. All right? I don't like to be like, I told you so, but did I tell you so? I think I told you so. Bitcoin, we talked about it like, oof, new highs, but chopping out. Look at this candle. Someone knows something. Then look at all the big red candles up here, chopping around, and it couldn't get over 70. We talked about this like 71,000 area. And they said, you better watch 61,000. Now you better hold here. Well, you're coming right back to the 52s. And again, long-term, short-term, it's just like gold. I don't trust any of these motherfuckers. I just don't. Mofos, none. Liquidity pulls everybody. Throw the baby out of the bathwater. Oil, same thing. I don't trust it. Good old natural gas. Let it roll. Again, if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, link description below. If you want to chat, hit me up on Calendly. Seriously. Love it when you guys do. Check out the website. Need to update that sucker. Also, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Again, all the back to basic video on the website or the YouTube channel. And again, follow on Twitter. Look at all, again, I apologize that this stuff does not share to freaking Discord anymore. So you have to follow it or it takes me hours. But here you go. Here's all the trades. We don't need to go through that. So, again, let's check out the Fed Fund futures for May today. What's happened? Wow, it actually is 1% rate hike. That's new. We know the first cut probably won't be until, September, November. But that's the thing. I think it'll be, remember, this will all change when the economy and the markets start peeling like an onion. That's the only way the Feds can cut. They cannot cut with the market at all-time highs or near it, or 3, 5, 10% off. No. The constituencies will freaking lose their shiznit. Again, earnings are not keeping up with inflation. We've got a lot of crap going on. Good luck. MicroStrategy, if you're... We said this area would hold. Great. Look at that bounce. It was not strong. And if this is leading Bitcoin, just like gasoline names are leading down, what do you think? Right? The more leveraged names lead. We'll see. Netflix and Spill. Yeah, finally happened. I've said it a million times. I've been following this stock for, feels like only yesterday they were mailing out DVDs. Remember those days? They've always had second quarter earnings. I've always been usually dubious. Poo-poo. Why? Because, everyone adds their subscriptions over the holidays, and then after the holidays, people get busy. And then they spring break, and they're not watching TV. They're not adding it. So I think just these trades are so teed up. Look at this, right? Like if you get under 540, arrivederci, adios. Pan W, again, I like this long term. I think Nancy Pelosi is by far the insider of insider trading all the time. If she's expecting a cyber crime, cyber war, cyber security issues, whatever, cyber truck, no, I'm just kidding, all over the place. At some point, Tesla pops on Chinese software edition, whatever that was. Great. Awesome. Smart. Now they'll just rip them off. SMH. I got to head out. Yeah, of course. Talk to you later, Joe. SMH, we talked about 220 failure. Intel, been an absolute bomb. Remember, AIO, again, you're pricing in the best growth. You don't want to see these things go absolutely bonkers. You just don't. SMCI, look at this. Oh, boy. I thought their earnings were good. I legitimately looked at them. Again, I wasn't sitting there going to do anything with them. I'm like, wow, those earnings look good. Their guidance looks great. They're guiding for, wow, everything. Let this one pull back. Did I just dry heave? No. I appreciate you, Joe, all the time, man. You're the man. Let me know how I can help you when you're in anything. You know that. I'm here for you guys. Just looks ugly, man. NVIDIA said watch the 3-day range up here. Gap down. You better hold 820. Probably does before the FOMC, but AMD, here you go. Topping candle. Candelis. Big gap down on earnings. 200 days is going to come. It's just a matter of what happens. Macron. Man, it goes nuts. It's holding this gap. We'll see. Taiwan Semi. I had a lot of folks telling me, you're crazy. This is the future. I'm like, get out of here. That's the top. Again, early short was wrong. Again, I don't mind admitting I'm wrong. People need to realize, you're not always going to be right. Stop playing that game. Stop playing that ego game that you can't be wrong. Oh, I don't want to talk. No, let's talk about it. Wrong. Was wrong. It's okay. Nothing wrong with being wrong. If you think in a probability-based game, you're never going to lose. You're an idiot. Absolute idiots. The best losers who win. There we go. 20 to gift. DKNG, I think, has earnings tomorrow, tonight. Don't know. Leave a comment below. I can't remember. Look at this. I mean, I think that, again, as Chase Holston said, like, man, if you see this area up here in the 44s, any pop, remember, there is going to be a gambling vacuum for the next few months until football, right? I know people are like, oh, the playoffs. And it's like, nah, March Madness and the start of playoffs really get going. But once you get past that, it's like game over. Like, you know, people stop betting as much, right? Because now the teams that will be playing will narrow down. It's not like every single team. Starbucks, I've been warning people. I feel like a broken record. No one will give me credit when I do well, and when I do bad, people will just come out of the woodwork to say, talk shit. I said, leave the Starbucks alone. And then I had people ask me, do you think it's a good buy down? Near term, I don't know. Could it chop around? But, I mean, I go to Dutch Brothers. I love supporting local coffee shops. Starbucks coffee is not that great. The only times I feel like it's ever worth a shit is, excuse my language, is at an airport or a train station or somewhere where you're like, I don't know where else to go. Coffee's not that good. It's overpriced. It's absolutely overpriced. Now, does it bounce here? I don't know. We talked about global growth name. Well, here it is. 10 Cuidado. All right. I'm just going to sit here and stare at it. Let's zoom out. I mean, why wouldn't we come back down into the 68 level? Man, what an ugly chart. Why don't we get back in the 55 in the VAP zone? I mean, that'd be the first area. But then even then, it's like, man, there's competition coming. Always. Caterpillar. I don't think they have any advantage anymore. Been on fire, right? I mean, this is a name for the future for freaking sure. For sure. No one, like, don't doubt that. Like, love Caterpillar. Because, I mean, if it's a commodity-based bull market rally that's coming, Caterpillar be digging it. Literally. Nucor. We've talked about these names. I don't trust. Oh, here we go. We're breaking. Again, X, I think, will get bought out. I said the mid-30s is probably a good price. I mean, I don't know. If you see the low 30s, probably is a buy. VALE. Another global growth name. Just nothing. Love copper long-term. Love copper. You got to love copper. Love these junior names. Again, I cannot wait for you guys to see a commodities bull market. It's going to be absolutely mind-boggling how these small, mid, medium, large caps, whatever, compared to the mega cap freaking tech companies, just start acting like tech company stocks. And you're going to be like, holy shiznit. Little companies going bonkers. This will probably be one of them. CCJ. We like CCJ, but I hate the Goldman upgrades at the high. I was trying to tell folks, like, be careful. Now you have a him and hers top. I mean, this kind of looks like a double top with a head and shoulders top. Wow, it's a everything top. We like ag, right? Playa, gotta eat, but let these names come down. People are saying, oh, the population is decelerating. Yeah, but people still need to eat. Still need to farm. Prices start going up. You know what up. Aaron. Again, I love aluminum. Let these pull back. XLF, what are you doing up today? I don't get you, but okay, whatever. 20-day curling down. Now, again, we're going into the Fed meeting. I mean, I could sit here and go through all the charts. KRE, nice little bounce, but stuck. XBI, we talked about this one oversold, needing to bounce a little bit, 20-day. All right, let's go back to the indexes. Any other thoughts, questions, concerns at this moment? Are you chasing the stock market? You're crazy. You're crazy, man. Don't do it. Please, for the love of God, please don't do it. Do not do anything stupid. Qs are going to lead down, in my opinion. IWM is going to lead down at some point. Commodities will get crushed. I mean, they're already trying to go after oil. Today's action, again, I'm genuinely surprised by yesterday's, reaction to the market. To, like, again, people selling before the Fed. But let's be freaking honest. Let's sit here for a second and think to ourselves. Okay, the market rallied. Why would people be so quick to get the freak out for the FOMC meeting? Sit there and just think about it. Step back and, like, if you didn't have any money in the market and we're just sitting around talking, sipping on non-Starbucks coffee. I'm sipping on a Zoa right now, energy drink. What do you think? Somebody knows something. So that's what I'm saying. Wait for the retest. People are like, what? How can you say now wait for the retest? Do not be surprised if the algorithms that are the market at some point try to key off some word or words Powell says and you get a rally. Could it last into Thursday? Maybe. Could it last into Friday? Maybe. And here's the big question. If you've stuck around and you've watched this far, congratulations. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. This is what I'm thinking. And this is what I've been thinking. I'm reward people to stick around. You have the jobs number Friday, and you have Apple's earnings Thursday afternoon. What if we play a little game of guess what's next candle? Guess the next candle. If I had to guess, based on the Fed crap, maybe, I don't know, maybe a rally back to the 20-day. Maybe even up here. But holy crap, if Apple does rally, goodbye. Like, there's zero doubt that they're going to miss. And then you go into the jobs numbers on Friday. Oh my God, that could be an absolute Friday gap down. But here's the thing though, we're probability-based traders. We're thinking about the bigger picture. What are possibilities? I think you have to have in your mind, don't chase. Play the extremes. And if it doesn't pop, well, you should have shorted some of the 20-day. People say, oh, you should have before the Fed. I get it. But here's where you could trade around your positions. And if you had calls, selling puts, managing your shorts, your whatever, your long bearish ETFs, that's what you do. And so this is why the hardest thing about trading is over trading, right? As Jesse Livermore would say, sitting on your hands when you have a winning trade is sometimes the best thing you can do. And you learn that. That's why we say not all or nothing trading. That's why you trade around your position. Because there's going to be times where you're like, oh, I'm going to try to be real smart and I'm going to take all my profits. And then I'm going to wait to get back in. And then you don't get back in and it's like, this is see you away. See you later. It goes a different direction. That's part of trading. You learn those lessons. So, all right. I appreciate you guys. I mean, generous donations, generous love, generous, again, real estate help. If you are looking to buy or sell real estate, you're looking at investment properties, you're looking to get into investing in real estate, hit me up. I mean, I'd love to help you out. Again, I'm working with a couple of you guys. And again, I will promise you, I will find either the best agent in your area, or if you're working in Denver, you get work with me directly. And I love scouting deals. That's my game. And if you need to sell, again, we've had, and again, I'll just talk about it for a second. We've always had this mindset that during this type of market for selling real estate, people hate to do this. We tell them, price your house below market value or right at it. Do not overprice. For the love of God, overpricing means you will get beat up by buyers. Price it to get people to come in. Now, again, we know going into that what is it going to do? More buyers, more likely you get one emotional buyer who's willing just to say, stop the auction, I'll take it. And then you get all the terms. The problem is when people overprice their house, they get buyers that when it comes to inspection are like, I want you to fix that, this, and then everything. Versus the buyers when the price is right and they get emotional and they don't want to lose the house because they feel like there's 17 other people bidding on it. They'll literally be like, we'll waive inspection, only health and safety. We're not going to ask for anything, as is. Leave your car, leave the furniture you don't want. Just get out of the house at closing. We'll take care of everything. That's what we literally just had on my last listing. We listed at 485, we closed at 510. The sellers had a broken down car. And we were like, just leave it in the driveway. Or not in the driveway, leave it in the back. They'll deal with it. I mean, imagine that. They had a broken hot tub. Buyers dealt with it. And people don't like to do that. And they're like, oh, if I price it too low, I'm not going to get as much money. And it's like, no, actually, you're going to get more money. Or if not, you're going to get better terms. Because what are terms value to you? What do you even have to clean up the house? What do you even have to declutter and all this crap? Maybe you could just leave whatever you wanted. Think about how many hours, time-wise, and money it might cost to move certain things and deal with certain problems. Maybe there's a little structural issue and you're like, I don't want to freaking touch it. You don't have to. Hope this kind of stuff helps. Is again, the greatest amount of wealth. Again, not everyone can be Warren Buffett. But do you know how many real estate investors are now millionaires and billionaires, do the math compared to investors in stocks. There's only a few Warren Buffetts, but there's tons of people who've made a killing in real estate. Trump Daddy, Cardone, all these goofballs. I mean, there's tons of it. And there's again, just like in trading, there's many different ways to do it. But there's more millionaires made out of real estate investing. And I think the biggest thing that most of the folks that don't know anything about real estate investing is the tax write-offs. Some of these guys like Trump, Cardone, they pay no freaking tax because they buy real estate and they write off the depreciation. They use all these tax loopholes. It's amazing. I mean, my taxes were not what, again, I'm sitting here like, yes. Thank God I have that extra depreciation. Thank God I have all these write-offs. Oh, something's wrong with the investment price. Who cares? Fix it, write it off. Now, you can't do that on your primary property until you sell it. It might help reduce the cost basis, but every year, it's amazing stuff. So, no questions. Again, I appreciate you guys. Do not hesitate to reach out. Use the Calendly link. Let me know how I can help you. Because, again, if you're struggling in trading, real estate, 90% of the stuff is mindset. I don't think I deserve it. I don't know how to do it. I don't believe I can do it. You got to get out of that freaking mindset. I'm telling you, the best traders, the best investors, the most wealthy people in the world have a mindset. And what is that mindset? They believe that they don't need to know all the answers to be successful. They know other people will help them. Hence why I'm here. Hence why I have people I lean on. They also know that, hey, sometimes mistakes happen. Are they scared of them? No. And they know along the way, every mistake is a learning lesson to grow. If you're not willing to make mistakes, well, then also, too, you can't win, right? No risk, no reward. Same thing with anything. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. All right. Let me know how I can help. I appreciate you guys. There's probably not going to I'm not going to do a daily market review. I got some stuff I'm going to do in the afternoon. And honestly, again, we've talked about play the ranges. Play the pops. Thursday after the FOMC can be kind of an interesting day. But then you also remember you have after hours, you got CF, First Solar, MGM, Mosaic, Qualcomm earnings. And then tomorrow you have the big dog. You have Apple, the fruit. And then you have jobs numbers on Friday. The next 3 days, I don't know if they're going to be a pop and chop or a complete flop. I don't think we're going to new highs. I can almost that to me is like the 0%. Worst case, pop, chop, flop. Other cases, chop, chop, flop. Other case, just freaking nosedive. That's my opinion. Some people might say, well, I don't know. Okay. You guys have a wonderful day. I don't think you guys understand how much I appreciate it. Almost 2,000 followers on YouTube. There's a couple hundred people in the Discord room. Let me know how I can help. Literally. I love helping people because, again, the universe has always been abundant and generous to me for helping others. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful afternoon. Talk to you later. Be safe.